it's easy to really not, you're going to be not found worthy and deserving of getting a better world, of inheriting a better world. You must care. This is the whole fighting the good fight. It's not a religious thing. It's just doing what nature calls you to do by instinct. It's natural law that you care about your fellow human being. It's unnatural, abnormal, unhealthy, and quite frankly, evil if you don't care about your fellow human being as yourself. Because following God's law are the only really most important. They supersede all the laws of man. If you just follow the laws of God, those two simple ones that Jesus gave us, two new commandments: love God above all else, have no gods before Him. Okay, with your whole heart, soul, spirit, mind, and body. And then love your fellow man as yourself, the way that Jesus loved us. Okay, the way He displayed and revealed to us. And if we do those things, and the golden rule is included because that's part of loving one another, the way He loved us. Of course, it's a default position. You treat others the way you want to be treated. Duh. Of course you do. You can't say you love somebody sincerely, genuinely, and then treat them in a manner that you yourself, if you consider for a second, wouldn't want to be treated. Yeah, I'm talking business affair, everything, all your affairs. You don't, go after another guy's wife because you don't want other men going after your wife. It's, they don't covet another man's wife, right? You understand how this works? So those are only two commandments with real teeth. I mean, sure, the laws of man can put you behind bars, but, God's ultimately our judge. It's not man, because man is screwed up in the head. On one hand, we say, oh, capital punishment. Yes, we as society, say, what essentially society says, we're really thought this through, and we believe in premeditated murder. We believe, and we do that with malice aforethought. Yes, we want to murder, first degree murder this person because of that's what they did. You understand? So two wrongs, we're saying, do make a right. But it's a, what do they use that term? It's a deterrent, right? It's not, that's never been proven to be true. Okay, I mean, crazy people, who you're out of your mind that would do that in the first place. So of course you're crazy. They might have to spend a long time behind ethics rehabilitation center bars before they understand that, hey, we're going to have to be really convinced that you're not a psycho. Something's wrong here. It might be their diet. It might be, who knows? Bad things can happen to the brain when people have an imbalance in their brain. It could be dietary. So there's a lot of factors to consider why somebody would do something, murder somebody else with malice aforethought, premeditatedly. Okay. So, my friends, listen. There are solutions to all our problems. They don't want you to figure that out, but they're ready for it. They're ready for you to say, all right, the guy's being mathematic. He knows what he's talking about. And it's true that everybody on the face of the earth could be prosperous and financially free. Absolutely financially secure. That the system could not break down because the innate nature of man to serve one another, to utilize their talents, and to be appreciated accordingly. Very natural need, okay, not a thing we want to do, we need to serve. That's the way God made us. God's very smart. He puts default positions in us. He gets things done one way or another, and He knows how to manipulate us in a way we never thought. Really? That's how we're being manipulated, yes. So this whole idea that the system could break down if we were all born unthinkably wealthy, that it had nothing to do with money. You understand? It had to do with being free. And free is an absolute term. Absolutely free. We speak of absolute term. What comes to mind is when I say it's unnecessary human suffering, that bothers me so much. I mean that. It's an unnecessary is another term. That's an absolute term, right? Something is either necessary, like organic suffering, or it's unnecessary, like inorganic suffering, aka invented suffering, aka artificial suffering. You understand? And that's the stuff that I object so vociferously to, and I think you should too. We must give a damn about others. If we don't, we cannot rightfully expect God to give a damn about us on Judgment Day, on when it's decided where we go from here, my friends. So, this is very serious business. This is the mad science of neo-tyranny. So what we've got, and what I'll probably title this video today is America Today. A case of silent but deadly collusion. So to sum it up, basically, they think they're prepared for the entire public to wake up to economic injustice, to understand that we're being enslaved right under our noses. Do you understand? It happened over a long period of time, slowly and gradually. Since the assassination of JFK, this country's been going downhill. I believe that was the benchmark in time, okay, when things began to go into decline, because JFK was introducing sound currency, United States silverback treasury notes, okay, a new dollar, essentially. We didn't need the Federal Reserve anymore. We was getting rid of them. So this has been taking place over a long period of time. They had to gradually cook us, like the analogy of the frogs in the water, to get away with this thing. It had to be a long, drawn-out, slow, gradual process of stealing our wealth, debasing the money, watering it down, putting the nation in debt. And who is a nation? It's the people of the nation. And who's paying the debt? The people at the bottom always feel it the worst. And that is who? People, minimum wage workers. Okay, and then they blame them. They say, hey, well, now you need a social welfare system for people that even can't cut that mustard. They can't even hold down an unskilled minimum wage job. So we keep blaming them. Blame the greedy minimum wage workers for inflation then. You understand how outrageous this is? I mean, this is where we are in this country. So they're ready. Okay, he's right. The system couldn't break down. It wouldn't break down if everybody was prosperous. From birth, cradle to grave, okay, nobody has to worry about money. We don't really need it. It's true. We don't really need it. We could wean ourselves entirely off it, gradually render it irrelevant by it becoming worth more and more and more. Nobody needs it anymore. Nobody cares about it anymore. Everybody is so secure, materialistically speaking, with all the creature comforts and luxury items their little hearts could desire. Extra stuff everywhere. Okay, even if we shared a little bit of it, okay, we could make more than we need. Houses, the whole bit, man. Luxury yachts. Don't you understand? You can only be in one place at any given time. So we don't need to go overboard and make too much stuff. But whatever we want, we can have. And that's okay with God. That's a state of affairs that's coming for humanity. I want to be there in a body that's imperishable. I'm referring to the organic problem of death. That has to be swallowed up in victory, as promised it will be at the end of the age, the beginning of a new age, the return of Christ. This is the thing these preachers talk about, rapture. This is the changing in the twinkling of an eye from the mortal body of death to an immortal, imperishable body of eternal life. That's the gift that the righteous get, those with a pure heart that crave for God's will to be established on earth. These are those that hunger and thirst for righteousness to be the rule of the day upon the earth. It's going to be beautiful, and I want to be there. I want you to be there. God's got no shortage of real estate. This whole idea we're overpopulated is BS made up. It's just another problem. What is bugging you about so many people? Be specific. Write it down, then write a solution. If you had a universal basic income, you'd see commuter traffic plummet overnight on the LA freeways, Bay Area freeways. Overnight, I promise you, I guarantee it. Crime would plummet. Abortions would plummet. We wouldn't need a social welfare industry anymore, debt industrial complex anymore, dubious warfare industrial complex. All that stuff would be gone if we just ended desperate poverty. That's the solution to all these